Welcome back, guys, to another Beyond All Reason casting episode. Today I'm going to be casting a game between AikomiLynn versus Alt F4 Ubervator. Now, Ubervator does have two accounts which are pretty high OS, and I imagine this is one of his old accounts now. Apologies, obviously, if I feel a little bit less enthusiastic today. I've just been on a train for about 7 hours, and it was also almost midnight. And so yeah, apologies if I'm not as enthusiastic as I normally am. But let's get this game going. Now, both of these players have gone for Armada, which is in the meta at the moment. Now, this game is a little bit older, so Armada spam is definitely still here. Now, we're probably going to see bots from both players here, which we have, as the terrain is much more maneuverable via bots. It also gives them the early advantage for reclaim as well. So we will see how this game goes. But it's been a long trek today. I've got a lot of assignments due tomorrow. I am a university student, but the trains in England are so terrible. They're honestly the worst. Mine today was delayed by 30 minutes. But the problem was, if that was a one-off thing, that would be fine. But it's pretty much every time you use the trains in the UK, they're always delayed. But right now, we've got some basic expansion from both of these players. The very high level, you kind of just see more, let's say, standardized starts because they have it down to their efficiency, to the efficiency. Now, this laser turret isn't going to be able to defend most of this area, just this little short little crack, and over the top of the solars there. Become disadvantageous for Icom there. Now we've got some flanking from Icom on the side of Ubervator. All of these units completely outnumbered though. Well, it looks like Icom's pawn just eliminated Ubervators in a fair 1v1 situation. Each pawn seems to be accompanied by a couple ticks, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen that before. In terms of the drink today, we have a monster as per the energy loss. Now, you wouldn't think it was so tiring as being sat on your butt for 7 hours, but I don't know. It just wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't really 7 hours, it was more like 4 or 5. But being in the same position with the hot, glaring sun in your face is not an ideal situation. So let's hope this game here gives us some positive of today. I hope your day is going well as well. Hope it only gets better from here. Again, just basic starts from both these players. Now, I did just play an 8v8 just before this and I got absolutely carried, which is always nice. It's much harder in those situations to kind of assess your own progress unless you review your own game. So if you guys would like me to review my own games, let me know. Though I am nowhere near as good as these players here. Now we've got 2 lanes on this map for land, approximately those 2. I mean, some things can go across these water, but you're going to tend to see units go across these land bridges. It's much quicker that way. So we've got some flames going down here as trees get burned. Looks like this pawn did get through, so we're going to see some metal extractors destroyed. Now, Icom paying attention. Destroying those metal extractors. Lovely job from Icom with this micro. Ubervator kind of struggling here to keep on top of it. Icom having a free time to expand. Now, you cannot. This is a geothermal area, so that produces about 1,000 energy. Very good at early game, and when you get to tier 2, you can upgrade them. to an insane amount of energy. Now both of these commanders are quite far out, obviously not worrying too much about these early units. And it looks like I see a lot of wind energy this game, since the wind is very good. That feels like some sort of like, you know, where the bitches are kind of thing. Checking the weather app while at a party. That's what it feels like when you talk about the weather in this game. But very similar path for both commanders on both sides here. Going up and around here. Now if you see in the top right, I did actually add a new interface, which tells us the metal per second, energy per second, metal produced total, the energy produced total, and the army value. And the army value is not very accurate, but it will be a decent indicator of who has more troops on the field. Now, you will see these numbers in the top right fluctuate quite a lot. As metal is reclaimed, metal a second will go up drastically. As you can see, this is being revived, however, so we won't see the example here. But when we get into some bigger battles here, we're going to see a lot of reclaiming. Some anti-air coming out from Uber Veta just in case. And just in time as well. Look at this raggedy boned pawn here, 2% health. What an absolute chad. Now we've got gunships. Gonna get shot down, but if the anti-air unit can be taken out by the pawns, that'd be very useful. Looks like they're just gonna fly past anyway. Now we have some more in the back line, very good predicting there of the flight path. But oh no, this is super bad for Uber Veta here. Looks like the energy... Oh my goodness, the energy transfers just got taken out there. This is going really badly for Uber Veta here. That's going to put a stunt into his economy. Now, each one of those energy transfers is worth at least 1 metal a second. I think it was about 6 there that got blown up. About 3 metal extractors worth. And also it did damage to surrounding areas, getting rid of energy production, everything like that. So, again, some really good micro from Icom. Punishing Uber Veta for not paying attention. Gunship defending the lands of Icom. Now this is a very classic setup. You normally see the line here of kind of protection, and then you normally see pushes through this side from the bottom side of the map here. Now, Uber Veta snuck some units behind Icom's radar. He's going to be able to get some value here, maybe. This pawn is hidden at the moment. No. It looks like he's only able to take out those 2 metal extractors. Still worth, but not as punishing as what Icom's been able to do. Now, Uber Veta is setting up a temporary base in the side of Icom. As you can see, the mirrors down the halfway point here. Icom attempting to do the same thing. Now, we've got a conga line of pawns here. We need to see them used effectively. It looks like this temporary base is going to be taken out, but the commander there is not going to be able to stop it completely. Some gunships moving in there. More gunships from Uber Veta, taken out by the fighter force, the air force from Icom. Very good reactionary build there. Now this force is just going to be hit by these laser turrets, as Uber Veta is not really paying too much attention. Now it looks like we have got a vehicle, a lab down for Icom. I'm not entirely sure where the vehicle lab is though. Maybe he revived those units. Not entirely sure where those blitzers came from, but that's fine. So we've got a big push up here on the top side of the map from Uberveta. Looks like a lot of this is going to be taken out. Now there is enough forces here to stop this push. Uberveta just trying to drag the attention away, just for a moment, as he readjusts his strategy, it seems. Now, yeah, we are just getting the tier 2 now from Uberveta. Going to take 3 minutes to build. We're also getting a completed tier 2 from Icom here, so this is very good. Switch here, he's done it earlier than Uberveta just about. Just look how quickly those things are built. Now this is going to be a tier 2 game all the way now. Both of the players having committed. Now we're getting constructors straight out from Icom. And the same with Uberveta, so both of these players e-comming. And then now we've got a butler, which is going to assist the constructor. We've got Jaguars coming out. Now this is the most common T2 vehicle I see in these high level games. Now, Icom going for the vehicles, whereas Uberveta's gone for the bots. So this is a vehicle versus bot battle here. Now again, I don't know where the vehicle lab is here. I can actually not spot it for the life of me. But yeah, I've got the tier 2 now, and these Jaguars are going to be sent to the front line. See if we can penetrate anywhere into kind of Uberveta's base. Use the early advantage of tier 2. Now we're getting a gunslinger. Actually, it is my favorite unit in this game. Heals itself automatically. It's pretty decent range and is not really that fast, to be honest with you, but it does a lot of damage. So, an extremely useful unit. Very good at kind of sneaking around and assisting pushes, but it looks like Icom kind of sacrificing his units here. No, but we've got a couple Jaguars. There's going to be some actual damage done here. As long as he can keep those Jaguars alive. However, those gunslingers just coming in now. They are quite squishy. They're not too healthy. So a lot of damage though. Now that one is going to get taken out. Come on here, not really caring. If he can just get one of these Jaguars. Yep, that's perfect. Unfortunately, that got taken out by the triple chevron laser turret. And his gunslinger is just trying to chase those down. Got some welders here as well. Now, welders are probably my least favorite tier 2 unit. We've got another Icom just keeping the pressure on. Another excursion here. Trying to flank. This is getting self-destructed now. If timed right. Ooh, unlucky. Looks like Icom kind of predicted that. Accidentally, at least. If timed right, laser turrets can be exploded, detonated, self-destructed, whatever you want to call it, to eliminate a lot of tier 1 units. Not timed right, unfortunately. Now, overall look at the map. Got kind of an advantage here from Icom. Yeah, I guess that is the case. And in terms of the metal a second, it's pretty even between both these players. Obviously, it does fluctuate when they're reclaiming, but got about 97, about 90 from both players. Energy again equal, so this is good. This is a very close game. We need one of these players to pull something out of the hat here, really. Now the T2 spam is becoming a reality. Now we've got Starlight coming out from Icom's side. I'm just going to get rid of those messages there. Attempt to anyway. These are the spectators watching the game, indicated by the little S. A force of welders coming out here. The welders are a pretty high damage unit. But not that effective against large amounts of units. Now the Starlight is going to try and snipe these welders. Pretty much can shoot over everything. Unfortunately, it is not very mobile. Now we've got some bulls coming out, my second favourite unit in this game. Now the bull does win this exchange. Now there is something called the surround bonus, whereas if you can get around the enemy, you do bonus damage. These welders are penetrating pretty far into Icon's base. We've got another push down the bottom land bridge. Icom having to deal with both of these invasions at the same time. Now these Jaguars are going to get eliminated, fortunately. And if we can see, we've got a potential spy bot here, but if we can see some butlers, not butlers, but some revival units, get these up, this could be a potential a game over for Icom. Now, we're seeing this big push down the middle. Icom needs to react with some sort of retaliation. Just currently pumping out loads of bulls. Now, if this is a failure, Icom can do the same thing. Kind of recapture this zone and revive all of the units inside. A welder on the left flank is going to be able to sneak past. Now, this gunship needs to take out that welder, but the welder's kind of AFK at the moment. Spybots used to stun units temporarily by just blowing themselves up. Okay, so we've got a big battle over here. Lots of spybots inside of Icon's base. This is kind of turning into an Uber-Veta dominated realm. Now the reason why these aren't being blown up quicker is because they are cloaked. As you can see. Very useful unit. Able to stun, I think, for about 8 seconds. Now we're having some stealth tanks come out from Icom. And being sent around the back of Uber-Veta's base. Across the bottom side land bridge. Now we've got some sniper bots here. Very high damage unit. About 3 of them can take out tier 3 Razorback in one shot. High damage glass cannon kind of unit. Now these tanks might be able to get past this line of units here, but that orange circle is going to mean that they get detected. And it looks like they blew up a lot of their own units. Now Icom realizing he has to try and maneuver, and Uber-Veta at the same time realizing there's some sort of sneak attack attempting here. Now, again, whatever seems obvious to us is not obvious to our players here, as you can see. Now, Icom trying to micromanage here. We're going to see this gunslinger being taken out. Now, again, these gunslingers are very good at flanking. Very good at solo missions. Now, this is kind of just a everywhere attack by Uber-Veta here, trying to overwhelm his enemy. Distract him, using multiple fronts. All these tanks. There's going to be one left. He's not going to be able to beat that gunslinger. Unfortunately, misses its shot and gets eliminated. Well, that gunslinger, unfortunately, his downhill isn't hitting that laser turret where it actually can be hit. Big battle in the middle here. Icom just trying to stave Ubervator off. This is looking worse and worse by the second for Icom. Now, if we can have some sort of switch to the bulls, actually, be very effective against these sniper bots. As they are pretty fast. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry guys for not being too enthusiastic today. Just a little bit worn out from all the traveling. Wanted to get you guys this content. I've got a rattlesnake down over here, built by Ubervator. She's hitting his own troops. Now, so far this rattlesnake has done absolutely nothing. Except kill his own units. Did hit one there. Now we're going to see a big battle here. All of the bulls coming in. We've got a flanking force over here of ticks and pawns. Now ticks used here to distract enemy fire, so the higher value targets don't get hit. Spy bot able to stun these units. Another spy bot coming in. Again, that orange circle in the middle is where it will be detected. If it gets hit by AoE. A lot of ticks trying to rush in. They are going to be taken out. Icom doing a really good job here. Ubervator trying to put that pressure on. Just is not enough. Spy bots stunning those units. Now we have got a radar jammer. So now Icom is no longer going to be able to see where those units are. Disappearing and reappearing on the map. Now if that radar jammer does get taken out though, that's going to reveal a lot to Icom. Now it does seem like he does have another one in there somewhere. There we go, the bulls coming in. Again, a very, very effective unit. He's spy botted again. He's got another one queued up. It's going to die to the AoE though. If you can just get it off. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful. And we've got liches coming in from Ubervator. These are, I imagine, Icom is rushing to build some sort of anti-air to get rid of these liches. These are able to absolutely destroy commanders. Two of them, 2 bombs from these things and your commander's gone. So, you could see a potential snipe, but I imagine there's a scramble to build some anti-air here. Wherever Icom's attention is drawn. Now, Ubervator probably not aware of where the commander is. Actually, he is. That looked suspicious there. I've been aware of where the commander was. Now we've got some high wind stealth fighters. These are tier 2 fighters, absolutely going to be able to obliterate any tier 1 fighter. So this air superiority is going to go switch over to Ubervator. Now, if we do just see a fighter spam here, could potentially defend against the tier 2s, but the tier 2 fighters are just so much better. So much more damage. If you want to just look at the stats here, we've got 125, 138 DPS, and we've got 535 DPS from the stealth fighters. As you can see, a massive difference. So, sniper bots putting in some work. Now I come completely overwhelmed again. Not going to be able to keep up too much with the evolving battlefield, and these spy bots doing their job pretty well. As soon as I say that, bit Icom there throwing in the towel. surrendering. I mean, that's fair enough. He was completely overwhelmed with the liches as well. It was going to be eventual.
Battle
But
ended.
well played from both players. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave your comments down below. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next video. Thank you very much for your time.